Hi, wako sisi nepuome na kuruta. Ebu beli gwamo bilien. Oja pantu mene pilotimo. Oli sabi ni gwamo bilien. Kulio bilio. Chukwo kikabiama. Boro na nyaga. Kulio bilio. Chukwo kikabiama. Boro na nyaga. Kulio bilisienu. Chukwo kikabiama. Pusiere na nyaga. Kulio bilienu. Chukwo kikabiama. Pusiere na nyaga. Maximum respect to my own diluted leader, Prophet Mazinan Kano. You kept quiet, America kept quiet. You ain't kept quiet, the whole world kept quiet. You kept quiet, America kept quiet. You ain't kept quiet, the whole world kept quiet. You kept quiet, America kept quiet. You ain't kept quiet, the whole world kept quiet. You kept quiet, America kept quiet. You kept quiet, the whole world kept quiet. They came from Sahel, they came from Chad, they came from Niger, Senegal and Mali, claiming our land, killing our people because of our blessings. My God, go to the bushes now, they're everywhere. Kidnapping and killing people every day. Raping and killing our women and men, slaughtering them in their family. Hey God, kidnapping and killing Christians night and day, and nobody they talk. Chimo, dividing and ruling we anyhow, as if you are not human being. My God, abducting and killing Biafra every day, and the whole world they watch, the whole world they see. They splitted us just the killers. They rape our papa, they rape our mama. He go down, we are one. Ishan and Banke, we are one people. The Robo Isoko, we are one. His own security, we are one people. Ogoni Kalabari, we are one. Kalabana and Igbo, we are one. He go down, we are one. Ishan and Banke, we are one people. Robo Isoko, we are one. His own security, we are one people. Ogoni Kalabari, we are one. Kalabana and Igbo, we are one people. They splitted us, just the killers. They rape our papa, they rape our mama. They rape our wives, they rape our girls. They rape our sisters, raping even our children. Raping their car with the gospel and to women with the top and they die. Small. Wake up,
Ihe na-adịghị ekwe omume, ihe na-adịghị ekwe omume, ihe na-adịghị ekwe omume ka ọ na-eme. And I will announce to you today, we are now fighting them back. And we will continue to fight them back until we get to a point where the international community will listen to how they kill us and how we pick up arms to fight back.
We are live and we are direct. Zoo is panicking. Zoo is panicking. I tell you the truth. It doesn't. I don't care who you are. I don't care.
I will be. I have not just. I will. I have become your last bus stop. I said it from the beginning till now. I will be your end until Biafra come.
And what we want to make abundantly clear is that we are warning everybody who is a stakeholder in the zoo about our determination and our resolve to ensure that our land is defended. This is a resolution we have reached, and it is cast in stone. must proceed to offer every prayer to Chukwu Okike Abiyama, who said it in heaven. Therefore, as we always commence, not from today, but from of old, our Father who art in heaven, nanyị nke bi n'eluigwe, ka aha gị dị nsọ, that your name may be hallowed by men, that we may bow at the mention of it, that we may offer every glory unto thee, that we may offer you every adoration and adulation, because there is none like thee. You fight our battles for us. Every blessed day you demonstrate through your kindness and your everlasting mercy that you are our Lord, our God, and our Creator. This evening we offer these your children unto thee. All over this very planet that you created, they are listening across the entire 24 time zones on this very planet where they inhabit. They are listening to your gospel this very evening, this gospel of redemption, a gospel of hope, a gospel of restoration, a gospel of renewal, this very gospel of freedom, this very gospel of emancipation, as only you ordained. That this very gospel must be preached, that mankind may be set free from the eternal damnation of the creation of the British. My goodness me, I want to remain in the spirit, because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have sealed, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, oh Lord of hosts, to have mercy on us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word, which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist? You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace. Under our command, O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isoto. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy, because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all this we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. He said,
Welcome, my beloved brothers and sisters, wonderful Biafrans. I appreciate every one of you who has been able to connect to this very program. I appreciate you wherever you are joining me from. If you are connecting from Biafra land, special thanks to you. If you are joining from any part of the zoo, you are joining from any part of Africa, you are joining from Asia, from Europe, from America, from Australia, from Canada, from New Zealand, any part of the world you are joining from, I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide you, protect you, and secure you. I appreciate you, and I congratulate you for being part of this program today. Thank you so much. As you join, please, we advise you to kindly, please click the like button. Click the like button and share the broadcast. When you click the like button and you share the broadcast, you are equally broadcasting. You are doing exact work you're supposed to do. I mean, you are part of the media. Even though you are in the comment section writing and you're there supporting, you are part of the media. That is why you have to go further to help by sharing the broadcast and also liking the broadcast. Very important, like the broadcast and share. And I have to welcome people who have joined me today. My beloved sister Linda TV show, you are always there for me. I appreciate you, and I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect you. Amako, thank you so much for joining me. Amako Wamado, thank you so much for joining. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Tweet Diva, thank you so much for joining. Tweet Diva, I appreciate you wherever you are connecting from. I appreciate you. Onwuka Tony, thank you so much for joining. Onwuka Tony, I appreciate you so much. Thank you for joining. Onwuka Tony, thank you so much. And every other person who is there, either you are typing or you're not typing, I appreciate everybody who has connected to the program. And I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect you. Today, we are going to talk about a critical issue as always, you know. You know that each time I come here to encourage fellow Biafrans. I come here to encourage my brothers and sisters. We don't come here to preach propaganda. We don't come here to attack people. We do not come here to speak about irrelevant issue. We come here to set the record straight consistently. That is what we do. And for those who are here for the first time, please kindly subscribe to the channel. And I tell you, the platform you are in is an autopiloted platform. Autopiloted platform. Autopiloted by Chukwu Okike Abiama himself under the spokesmanship of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, under the spokesmanship of Mazen Simon Ekpa, and on the leadership of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That is where I stand. Consistently speaking the truth always. We are the hardcore followers of the message of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and our mission is to protect every legacy of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to make sure that it's intact. Every legacy of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, we have to hold it and make sure it's intact. And anybody, it doesn't matter whom you are, it doesn't matter how connected you are, it doesn't matter who sent you, and you try to destroy the legacy of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, you will get it Wotowoto from all corners. You will get it Wotowoto from us. We will not spare you. It doesn't matter how connected you are. It doesn't matter whom you are. It doesn't matter the title you give yourself. If you bring yourself to fight against the structure that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have put in place, the legacy that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have put in place for us, the foundation that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have led, and you are not part of it, you are fighting against it, standing against the coming of Biafra. If you're one of those hindering the coming of Biafra, we are going to face you head on, and you will get it Wotowoto. You will get it Wotowoto. I bet you will never remain the same after we handle you. When the dragon fire touches you, you will never, ever, ever remain the same. I tell you, today, we are in the judgment day. Today, in the Biafran struggle, we are in the judgment day. In Biafran liberation, we are in judgment day. The judgment day have come. The judgment day have come. If you are one of the criminals and you think you are forgotten, we don't forget you. Your own page will be open. Your own time will come, and Chukwu Okike Abiama will vomit you out, no matter where you try to hide, no matter where you try to hide yourself, no matter where you try to hide yourself to push your propaganda. We are going to fetch you out, and you get it Wotowoto. You all know that the man in the wig today is no more. The man in the wig is no more. He has been destroyed completely, and he will never, ever, ever regain his relevance again. He will never, ever rise again. He thought that he knows it all. They have been using the man in the wig to destroy what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have built. They have used the man in the wig to destroy the legacy of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And all of us have been there watching. They have used the man in the wig, the so-called Barrister Ejiofor, to be precise. They use him to destroy everything that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have put in place, including the kidnap of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. He was very, very instrumental into it. Even though all this while we are keeping silent until the whole information comes out. The dragon has been silent all this while. And those of us who are working hand in hand with the dragon, preaching the gospel, sending out the gospel of truth, we have been watching closely, following, because in the autopiloted IPOB, there is a leadership, there is obedience, there is rule of law. Everything is stage by stage. Today, we have a spokesperson, Mazen Simon Ekpa, and we don't run after, we wait for him to land, then we follow. And whatever thing he put in place, we follow, we pursue it, and we go. And we take responsibility for everything that happens. Today, finally, the time has come. The time has come. The man in wig is no more. He's really, he has been destroyed completely, and he will never, ever, ever rise again. Because we are heading to Biafra in 103 days. In 103 days, as we are getting into Biafra, no criminal will join us into Biafra. Every criminal that is standing as a hindrance, every stumbling block, no matter how heavy, how strong you think you are, we are going to make sure that you go down. You must go down. You must go down. And today, one of the giants that is standing before Biafra, one of the giants that is standing before Biafra have been destroyed and can never, ever rise again. All this while, he has been projecting himself as the Messiah. He has been projecting himself as the most trusted. He has been projecting himself as somebody who has influence. And the dragon warned, be careful. The dragon gave him tips several times. Be careful, mind your steps. Change your evil well. And he refused. until when his cup was full. Today, his chapter has been opened. And I tell you, he is gone and gone forever. There are some videos, I see some people who are making some videos somewhere and they are saying that the same person they were fighting, that it was Master Simon Ekpa that was supporting him. Master Simon Ekpa was supporting him when one of the saboteurs, one of those what do I call her? The Jezebel of Idu. When the Jezebel of Idu was talking about him, that Simon Ekpa fought them because of him, that Simon Ekpa was fighting them because of him, that if I do Simon Ekpa was fighting him, why is he talking about it now? Why is he talking about it now? But when they were talking about it, I didn't talk. Fools everywhere. Fools everywhere. Mad people everywhere. We all cannot be stupid like you are. Our spokesperson, Master Simon Ekpa, is not as stupid as you are. We fight the battle when the time is right. We pick up the battle when the time is right. If you are saying that you are fighting him, and then Master Simon Ekpa was fighting you and telling you to stop, The same way Master Simon Ekpa was fighting for that Jezebel of Idu when she was still a little bit insane. The same way Master Simon Ekpa was fighting for her when he was busy gathering enough information. We don't just pick up a fight. The dragon doesn't just pick up a fight. Until when it is complete and done, every information is intact. Then, when he strikes, he will never miss the target. When he strikes, he will never miss the target. You are claiming that Master Simon Ekpa fought you because of the criminal barrister. That Master Simon Ekpa had a quarrel with you because of the criminal barrister. Why wouldn't he have a quarrel with you? Why wouldn't you have a quarrel with you? All you wanted to do is to destroy everything that was in place. You have your own evil mind. You have your own evil mind. You are pursuing your own personal evil agenda. That was why you could not be able to have patience. And you try to override the constituted authority. You forgot that Chukwu Okike have given somebody a mandate to speak for Biafra. Why don't you allow him to speak? Why don't you allow him to speak? Since you felt that you couldn't allow him to speak because of your evil, because of the evil mind you have, and the evil plans you have within you, Master Simon Ekpa gave it to you, Wotowoto. He gave it to you, Wotowoto, and luckily at then your cup is full. All your package has been completed. The investigation about you have been, and it has been very, very clear that you were never fighting for Biafra. You were never fighting for freedom of Biafran people until you began to confess it openly, that you are fighting for your so-called evil whatever, fighting for your own deity. And we gave it to you. And that was the end of you. Since then, you never existed anymore. You no longer exist. You disappear to oblivion. All of a sudden today, you want to resurface that you said it. You said what? What did you say? What did you say? You said no shit. All you were doing is propaganda and blackmail. You said nothing. We are working with somebody who has the real information. Master Simon Ekpa, whom Chukwu Okike gave mandate, he doesn't just go into a fight without evidence. And when he bounces on you, your own is done and finished. You can never rise again. Go and check. Every single one of them that have picked up a fight with Master Simon Ekpa, from the time Master Nandekan was kidnapped up to today, go and check them and see how they are. They have never remained the same. Those that have conscience have disappeared completely and they are not appearing anymore. But those of them who don't have conscience, those of them who out of shame, those of them who out of shame cannot be able to disappear, they still come and brag. But go and look their platform and what is happening there. Go and look at them. They are just as good as not existing. Pick up a fight with the dragon and you are gone. Pick up a fight with the dragon, you are gone. It doesn't matter whom you are. It doesn't matter how highly placed you are. It doesn't matter the angle you are coming from. Whoever you like, be. As soon as you pick a fight with the dragon, you are gone and gone forever. You will never recover. Just like some people that dragon won in the past, he won them. Don't go there. If possible, do not go to that very interview. When you get to the interview, be silent, don't speak. Don't speak about this issue. Don't speak about this issue. But if you can agree, don't go to this very interview. But at the same time, I'm not going to force you either to stay back or not to stay. You have the right to make your decision. But at least he gave the tip. But when she refused and went to that interview, where is she today? Where is she today? These people, this sacked Department of Saboteurs, they are dragging as many souls as possible with them. These sacked saboteurs, using the main criminal lawyer in the legal team of Mazen Nanikan, who is their gang leader. Their gang leader have been dragging different kinds of people into the very issue, dragging people into their own destruction at every point in time, dragging people into their own destruction until his cup is full. When he saw that we have defeated everything he has planted, all his 500,000 media men that he employed, they were all decimated for more than a year. They couldn't achieve anything. He decided to come out by himself, to pose by himself, and come out to begin to announce them. Maybe he can make them relevant. And that became the end of his life. When he came out to announce them as being relevant. And even after that, the dragon still advised him to restrain his step. But he went all out because he knew that the 500 media people that he's paying can no longer work. The 500,000 media people he's paying, that they can't work anymore. They can't have effect anymore. Then he took it upon himself to come out. And that marks his end. Today, where is he? He has gone to oblivion. And today, Biafran have now today begin to put their eyes on the ground to see clearer. You know, for a very long time, we have not been seeing clearly what was happening. We were not, so many of us were not seeing clearly what was happening. But since the dragon opened the can, we begin to see the Biafran people begin to watch closely. They begin to watch closely. And today, I can tell you, the autopiloted IPOB have won souls again. And they have won more souls. They have won more souls, and they have increased the numbers. The dragon, the spokesperson of Biafra, have won more souls to Mazen Nandekano. And I tell you, you cannot destroy the anointed. Mazen Nandekano will be free. It doesn't matter what anybody does, or it doesn't matter what anything they are doing. The strategy to free Mazen Nandekano is very clear, spelled out. The strategy to free Mazen Nandekano is spelled out. It is not by begging. It is not by coming down. It is not by the court. It is not by the lawyers. It is not by United Nations. It is not by any other. It is by our actions. By the action of the Biafran people. And I tell you, that template will be played. It's on already. Just pay attention and watch and see. Play your own part. Every single one of us as Biafrans have a role to play in the release of Mazen Nandekano. The lawyers, I have been saying it even before now, that the lawyers, the judges, United Nations, United World, whatever you call them, they are not the one that will free Mazen Nandekano. Don't listen to those deceivers. When they tell you about political solution, if you venture believe the political solution, you are one of those who want Mazen Nandekano dead. For the Janjaweed, political solution means death. I have said it time and time again. Political solution for the Janjaweed, it means death. That is the literal meaning of political solution. So each time you hear political solution, you should run for your life. Each time you hear somebody open his or her dirty mouth and talk about political solution, run for your life. What it literally means in Nigeria is death. As I've always told you, every single English language have a different meaning when it comes to Nigeria. Those of you who are in the South, you want to use your education to begin to equal with that of the Janjaweed. The kind of knowledge you have is not the kind of knowledge Janjaweed have. This is more reason why we must get out. This is why the Oduduwa people and the Biafran people are walking out of this very contraption called the zoo. Because they don't reason the way we reason. English language have different meanings to them. We have to get out before they corrupt our own people. Before they infect us with this their criminal mentality. When you talk about corruption, the Fulanis are the most corrupt in the world. The most corrupt. The most corrupt. And when you talk about stealing, in the Nigerian government, there is nobody that has stolen as much as the Fulani have stolen. Nobody anywhere in the South have stolen half of what the Fulanis have stolen. Nobody anywhere. But each time you see them painting and talking about fraudsters, talking about fraud, talking about people who are corrupt, they always focus on the South. They will always give an example with the South. With all their concocted numbers and propagandas, they push it forward and people buy into it. The same propaganda their father, Othman Danfodio, used when he came into the zoo. When he came into Nigeria. The same propaganda that Othman Danfodio used to penetrate the Hausas and conquer them. They are still using it up to today. And so many of us are falling into that propaganda. They will come to you and tell you how a Yoruba man cannot be trusted. That a Yoruba man is not, you can't trust a Yoruba man. They will preach it and preach it to you and give you reasons why you must not trust a Yoruba man. You should never trust a Yoruba man. Yoruba people cannot be trusted. Don't reach any agreement with Yoruba man. Don't agree with anything Yoruba man says. If a Yoruba man tells you this, don't believe it. They will sing it into your ear and you begin to believe it. Then they will go to the other people and tell you, don't trust an Igbo man. He's going to take over you. He will dominate you. He's always feeling proud. Don't trust an Igbo man. He's a noisemaker. He will fight you. He will dominate you. Don't trust an Igbo man. They will go to another section. They will tell you, don't trust an Igbo man. All the Igbo man that cannot be trusted. They are all this and that. Don't trust them. They cannot be trusted. And after preaching that, they now come back and begin to manipulate every section that they have preached evil message to. They begin to manipulate them. And those who fall victim will begin to operate according to what they have heard from the Janjaweed. But in the actual sense, the Janjaweed themselves are the real problem. Go and check their record. From the very first time they came, they are the first terrorists that entered Nigeria. All the indigenous tribes in Nigeria are very, very decent. Every indigenous tribe in Nigeria are welcoming. These are organized people. People who are mentally sound, who know the value of life. But the Fulanis came with their cows. They don't care about any other human being apart from their cow. That is why even in the Senate, a senator will come out and be defending Fulani for loving his cow more than a human being. That a Fulani man will put his cow first before a human being. And they think it's okay. They will now turn around and tell us, those of us who love human beings, who knows the value of life, they will now tell us to begin to fight each other. And some people fall victim of that and they begin to fight their brother. They begin to manipulate them because of material things. That is how they have succeeded in penetrating people who are supposed to carry on the legacy of Mazen Nandekan. The Janjaweed penetrated them with money, and you see all of them talking from both sides of their mouth. You say you are a follower of Mazen Nandekan, you are the lawyer of Mazen Nandekan, yet you do not know those who are Biafrans and those who are not Biafrans. You don't know the language to speak to Biafrans. You don't know how to talk to Biafrans, the language they speak and the language they understand. You said you love Mazen Nandekan, you are his legal counsel. You went into a meeting where the kidnapping of Mazen Nandekan was planned, and you kept quiet. You said you're following Mazen Nandekan, you're following his legacy. You were there. A plan was made to kidnap Mazen Nandekan. You heard about the plan and you kept quiet. And after he was kidnapped, what did you do? The Biafrans came together. They want to react. You said, no, you shouldn't react. Calm down. Biafrans came together. We united and said, we are going to be sitting at home every Monday. The Biafrans embraced the idea. They sat at home the first one. They thought that maybe Biafrans would not agree initially. Maybe they thought that Biafrans would not agree. That was why they announced that sit at home. They thought that maybe the law of the Biafrans half of Mazen Nandekan have died. That it was fake. But the Biafrans love Mazen Nandekan from the bottom of their hearts because he has proven himself. Mazen Nandekan is not just a noisemaker. He's not just an entertainer. He doesn't just come to speak to make you happy. Mazen Nandekan was sent by Chukwu Abiyama to redeem us. And he came with the message of truth. You will see the truth in him. You don't need a microscope to look at it. You don't need somebody to interpret it to you. Mazen Nandekan was very, very truthful and consistent in everything that he had been doing. And that was why he won the heart of the Biafran people. When the call was made to sit at home, all the Biafrans left their home. They were sitting at home. Against all odds, with all the attack from all angles, against everything, against the hardship, Biafrans were sitting at home by themselves without being forced. Without anybody forcing them, Biafrans were sitting at home to make sure that Mazen Nandekan is released. What did they do? They couldn't handle it. They begin to call the camp of the enemy to come against the Biafrans because they are sitting at home. What other crime is more than that? When you open your mouth to call the enemy to destroy the same people you are supposed to protect, you begin to call the enemy. What crime had the Biafran committed? The only crime that Biafran committed was they were sitting at home to air their opinion. Civil disobedience. The most peaceful way to make a demonstration, civil disobedience, sitting at home, not disturbing anybody, on their own. And he went ahead to begin to call the DSS, begin to call the police to arrest anybody that sits at home. But Biafrans stood their ground because they know what they're fighting for. Biafrans know the value of freedom. Biafrans know that they are free people, they are not slaves. They continue to fight on. They continue to resist. They continue to speak until today. Biafrans are sitting at home. After you tried and tried, you could not succeed. You went after the ESN. You tried to destroy the ESN. You began to attack the ESN, begin to label them fake ESN and original ESN. Begin to label them names. Begin to eliminate people who don't obey you, who don't join you with your criminal act. Until the dragon rose up and began to rescue the ESN. And by the special grace of Chukwu Okiabema, the dragon rescued the ESN. And today, ESN is in safe hand. ESN is a safe hand. And the Biafran people took it upon themselves to continue to fund the ESN until Biafra comes. And they are doing it very, very well. Today, ESN is still standing. Against all the attack, against all the propaganda, against all the blackmail that is coming from east, west, north, and south from all corners, ESN is still standing gidigba, doing what they are supposed to do. Still, you couldn't handle it. You went and joined the military. You invited the military. You created your Bubago. You created your death squad. All to fight against a structure that Mazin Naga put in place, and yet we come and preach structure. The same you that is destroying every legacy of Mazin Naga will come and preach structure. Even when you are the one destroying those structures. One of the most important structures that Mazin Naga can put in place is what? Truthfulness and consistency. Truth died. The moment Mazin Naga was kidnapped, truth died. Truth died. Those who knew about the kidnapping of Mazin Naga denied, they never knew. Everybody denied. Nobody knew about it. But today, with the information that are coming, with the revelations that the dragon is making, you now begin to see that every single one of them who has been denying not to know that Mazin Naga was kidnapped, they are all aware. They were all aware. They were all aware. But because of their evil intentions, because of their hatred for Mazin Naga, they kept silent. They thought that he's going to die in Kenya. They thought that he'll be killed in Kenya. And when he's killed, now they begin to raise their shoulders and begin to run their business, run their Biafra business, not knowing that Chukwu Okiabema is walking ahead of them. They could not succeed until we got to where we are today. And I tell you, Biafrans, we are going to free Mazin Naga. Mazin Naga is going to join us. No man born of a woman can. Mazin Naga will definitely join us. And very soon, he's going to join us. Let them continue their propaganda. Let them continue their blackmail. Let them continue the obstruction. Remember what the dragon said, that if you stand on the way of the Biafran, we will crush you. And that is what we do. Everyone that has stood on the way of Biafra in the past days, go and look at them. They are all crushed. In 103 days. In 103 days, you are going to see Biafra. It doesn't matter whether you believe we're not begging you to believe. You will see it with your eyes. But I just pray that you'll be alive then. Because every Thomas who have said that Biafra will not come, only Chukwu Okiabema knows if they will be allowed into Biafra. Only Chukwu Okiabema knows if he will allow them into Biafra. Biafra will definitely come. And we are getting ready and preparing to move into Biafra. It doesn't matter the blackmail that anybody is bringing. Your blackmail and propaganda cannot stop us. Your blackmail and your propaganda cannot. Some of you guys, just the typical example is what happened yesterday. What happened yesterday when you saw the Biafran flag rising up? You see the way Biafran flag is flying in Biafra land today. That is the way you will wake up and you hear the announcement of Biafra. You will just discover that you are now in Biafra. And there's nothing you can do about that. You know, People continue to underrate the autopiloted group. They continue to underestimate us. When we talk, they think it's a joke. We are ranting. We don't know what we are saying. But I tell you, whatever you hear from the autopiloted group, whatever you hear is what we heard from our spokesperson, Master Simon Ekpa. Whatever message he gives us to preach and we preach it, we are preaching it with all confidence because it is not our words. We are saying it because Chukwu Okeke himself gave the mandate. Chukwu Okeke himself approved that mandate and said, move. And let me tell you, when God say yes, when Chukwu Okeke say yes, who are you to say no? Who are you? When Chukwu Okeke have said yes, who are you to say no? How dare you? Who are you to say no? There is nothing you can do. All you can do is just to key in. If you don't want to key in, then hang yourself. Go and look for the nearest lever and jump into it. As for Biafra, Biafra will definitely come. For those of you who are trying to stop the coming of Biafra, quit trying. Better go and look for something to do with your garden time. Make good use of your time because Biafra will definitely come. Your propaganda, your blackmail can never ever stop Biafra. You see those who are parading themselves as obedient and whatever. Whatever they do, we don't care. If they like, let everybody begin to preach or be there. We don't care. We are not asking for any presidency of any kind. What we want is Biafra, and Biafra we will get. Continue to push your propaganda. I saw one interview where they were interviewing Peter Obi about the IPOB and the ESN to show you how evil this media in Nigeria are. The media in Nigeria are still insisting that it was ESN that killed Dora's husband. They are still insisting that it was ESN that killed Dora's husband, something that doesn't have anything to do with us. The same way they accused us about Gulag in Imo State, when they murdered Gulag. After they killed Gulag for their own self-interest, they tried to paint it on IPOB. But luckily for us, Chukwu Okeke was ahead of them. The very day he was killed wasn't the day we announced our sit at home. And the governor of the state, the evil governor in the state, Chukwu Okeke forced him to defend IPOB. That is how it works. You know, Chukwu Okeke use even our enemy. When he gets to a stage, Chukwu Okeke will use our enemy to speak for us. Chukwu Okeke uses our enemy to speak for us. That is why when I see people who say they are not going to do this because they are going to call you terrorists, nobody is going to call a genuine Biafran, a genuine IPOB member, autopiloted IPOB member. Nobody can call you a terrorist. Nobody in the planet Earth can call you a terrorist. Do what you have to do to free your leader. Nobody. Chukwu Okeke uses even our enemy to defend us. When I saw that very time, I'm going to play the interview. Let me play the interview. We are one of these, their election nonsense that we have. I'm going to play it for you to see how evil. That's the only thing I want you to learn there. I'm not playing it for you to praise Peter Obi or whatever. I'm not playing it to praise Peter Obi for whatever he's doing or whatever he answer. The answer he gives, we are right, but we are innocent of focus. Even in their criminality, Chukwu Okeke forces them out of their mouths to defend our cause, to see that we are right and we are pursuing the right cause. Even when the criminal journalist in the zoo, that useless woman in the zoo, was trying to paint IPOB evil. I want you to watch the interview and see just a brief one.
So would you condemn ESN now for all the attacks we've seen?
No, I cannot condemn because I'm not sure who is doing what. You can't just come and be condemning people until somebody says, hey, wait a minute, how can I go? Every day, let me tell you, people say all sorts of things. You can only condemn people when there's a process which have said, oh, this person has done this.
So you don't believe Nigerian security services when INEC offices are attacked, when people have been killed? The late Dora Akunyili lost her husband, and they say it is ESN. You don't believe it?
Let me tell you, I personally, single-handedly, left Lagos without any single security, took first flight to Owerri, drove to Gidi police station to retrieve the body of Chika Akunyili. Nobody did. I single-handedly. when I heard it. And everybody knows, I was the last person to visit Dora Akunyele, a hospital in India, before she died. I'm very close to Dora and the family. Everybody knows. So I can tell you what happened to Dr. Chike Akunyele. Nobody can say, is this person or that person? Chike Akunyele was just trying to drive back to Enugu, ran into people who were robbing and doing all sorts of things. A lot of things which nobody can explain. Even where he was trying to say, no, stop this, no, stop that, of course he was shocked. But you see, whenever things like that happen, people speculate all sorts of things and everything. Nigeria is where people just make up.
Because there is a research that has shown a direct correlation between the announcement of the formation.
There's no research.
There is research.
There is
research that has shown a correlation between the announcement of the formation of ESN, some of the utterances of Nnamdi Kalu about take their guns, shoot their guns, and the spike in violence. People are saying, if a witch is crying at night and you wake up in the morning, a baby has died.
Did you hear? I hope you saw it. This is the kind of things we see with this criminal media. You see, when somebody does something right, we use it to promote our program and educate Biafrans. Peter Obi, as far as I know, is not for Biafra. He has said it by himself. And he is not supporting us, and we're not supporting him. We don't care about him. Election will never, ever hold in Biafra land. That one is very, very clear and settled. But when you see in this very interview, you see that that woman was trying by all means to pin down IPOB with the violence in the Southeast. They have continued to peddle these lies, saying that the ESN were involved in the death of the husband of Dora Akunyele. They are still peddling these lies, pushing a lie that ESN were involved in the death of the husband of Dora Akunyele. That was ESN assassinated him. A lie, a plain lie, something that have been in the open, very, very big lie. And I thank Chukwu Okike Abiama that Chukwu Okike Abiama used Peter Obi to still tell her that it was a lie. No investigation was done. You can't begin to accuse them for what you have not investigated or known. In that very interview, Peter Obi said that he was present. He went there to go and take the body, and he was there, and he told the story of what he saw. It does not concern the ESN in any way. But every time you see this, their media in the zoo, they will always try to paint us evil. Because we don't have anybody speaking for us. If we had people who stand their ground and speak for us, if we had people who can stand in the House of Assembly or House of Senate to speak for us, we will not be in the trouble that we are today. We will not even be shouting. We would have gotten our freedom long. We would have gotten a referendum for a very long time. But in a situation where we don't have somebody who will speak for us, in a situation where we do not have any senator, we don't have any House of Assembly member that will speak for us, what do? We are left on our own. We have to fight for our life. The situation is a matter of life and death, and we have to fight for our life. We have to. We have no option than to fight for our life and free ourselves. Because nobody anywhere is going to free us. Nobody anywhere is going to free us. And no matter how they try to fight us, no matter how they try to peddle their lies, Chukwu Okike Abiama will stand with us and we will defeat all of them. When we are talking about this issue of self-determination is not a crime. The self-determination we're asking for, that they're killing us because we are asking for it, is not a crime. That is why always, every time I play the video I used to play here, which shows somebody in that very zoo in Biafra land who has at one time asked for Biafra in the Senate. He didn't die. Nobody arrested him because he knew his rights. We are not the first people to ask for self-determination in that zoo. But why is it that when we ask for self-determination, they come to kill us? They want to destroy it. They want to make sure that we never remain. Why? Why is it so? Why is it so? Why do we have to sacrifice our life because we are asking for that which is ours? How long shall we continue on that path? But I thank Chukwu Okike Abiama that the state we are today now, they can never ever hold us down anymore. They can't hold us down anymore. It doesn't matter what they do. It doesn't matter their plan and their strategy. They can never, ever, ever stop us. Everyone who have seen ESN and had conversation with them have always vindicated us that we are fighting for a just cause. Some few people that had an encounter with the ESN made it open to the whole world that these people are peaceful and innocent, and they don't kill innocent people. Everything you see ESN do today is fighting and defending the land. You see what the Fulanis are doing in the Enugu state. You see the kind of killing that happened in the Enugu state, and nobody is speaking. No politician is making any comments. No politician anywhere is making any comments in the face of that destruction. Innocent Biafrans being mowed down, life being wasted. Nobody is standing up to speak. And you want us to be silent and continue to watch them. We don't have any representation anywhere. Nobody is representing us. We are on our own. And that is why we have taken to arms to defend ourselves. And that we will. Self-defense is the right of every man. Self-defense. Everything we are doing today is based on self-defense. And mostly for the fact that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu has been granted freedom and they refuse to let him go. It shows that Nigeria has no government. And in such case, to your tent, O Israel, it is left for you to protect yourself. That is why the Oduduwa people and the Biafran people are marching out in uniform, united together to liberate themselves. And we are going to be free. Don't be scared. Don't be afraid to act. Don't allow anybody to tell you to calm down. Calming down means keep Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in jail. That is what calming down means. Our spokesman have explained in the broadcast yesterday. Deep things that you don't understand. If you don't understand how Mazen Nnamdi Kanu came out in 2015, after watching that program yesterday, you will understand how Mazen Nnamdi Kanu came out in 2015. It wasn't just because of the court or the lawyer. It was because of the uprising of the people. What the people did, mainly the part that the Avengers played. That is why you saw somebody was talking about economic sanction to the zoo. The wealth they are boasting of is in Biafra land. The thing that it gives them breath is in Biafra land. All we got to do is to lock it up. Lock it up. And you see Mazen Nnamdi Kanu out. It was done before. And it will be done this time around. We are going to do it in a much more severe way. 103 days to go. 103 days to go. Our own is going to be more effective because we are going to take Biafra. We are not just coming out of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is the coming of Biafra. That is why I tell people stop differentiating it. When you see us talking about Biafra, we are talking about the freedom of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Each time you see us shouting and talking about, we are talking about the freedom of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. That's what we are talking about. Don't differentiate it. In 2023. It is going to be water to the enemies in all angles. It has started already. The spirit of Biafra have risen. The spirit of Biafra have been called up through the flag that was raised. On all our fallen heroes, their spirit is working tirelessly. And I bet you, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will definitely join us. Don't mind their propaganda. Chukwu Okike will speak for us. Just like as you saw that man, that London boy. You saw London boy speaking. Chukwu Okike used London boy to defend us and quash that lies. The same way everybody that have encounter with the ESN, they come out to defend us. I want to play another video to show you the defense we are having. It doesn't matter what they do. They can't stop. Chukwu Okike is playing the role for, even when we don't have people that speak for us, Chukwu Okike will force some people, force them to speak on our own behalf.
So 4 vehicles, people were brought out of the vehicles. And when I came out of the vehicle, my driver collapsed. I had to drive the vehicle going to Owerri and coming back to
out of fear?
Yeah, out of fear, he collapsed, he passed away. Well, as soon as he saw people with weapons, that was the end of the news. So when I came out of the vehicle, a man walked and looked at me. He said I should come over here. And I followed him. Another person came out. I said, are you Shivdan Olas? And I said, yes. He said, God will bless you. I said, why? He said, because we watch you on television, you have been defending our master Nnamdi Kanu. I said, I'll continue to defend him until I die. That he's the summary of all the problems Igbos have in this country. If Nnamdi Kanu is released today, it is more important to me than any Igbo man or anybody being president of Nigeria. Because that boy represents the summary of the oppression, whatever, the shortcomings of our people. A boy who was born only in 1966 took that risk of life to talk for our people. You may not like his methodology, but what he does represents 99% of what Igbos are passing through in this country. But he's in jail. Not many people remember that Nnamdi is in jail. And I pray God that nothing happens to him. Because if anything happens to him, this life, I'll put it on the line again. I pray God that nothing happens to him. So what I'm saying that in that journey, they told me to go that nothing will happen to me. I told them that my driver is already passed away. And they gave me somebody. But I told them, there are a lot of killings going on. They said, oh God, we don't kill anybody. Hausa Fulanis who are killing people. And that is why we are making sure, searching every vehicle to make sure that they don't infiltrate our place, that we don't kill anybody.
Interesting.
And I believe that.
All
so
right.
One of their fellows followed me to Owerri, and I saw what Hope was in, and I came back, dropped him, and I went back to Enugu.
All right, let me come up with, this follow-up question is very important. Having tested the narrative of Chief Danwanya on the process of rebuilding or perhaps changing the dynamics in Imo, and you were accosted on the road by IPOP, what then was your takeaway from that? That conversation, post when you left that, how do you review the...
You have heard from this man. Why I played this video is to point out a particular thing for you, to let you know that you should not be afraid. Chukwu Okike Abiama is speaking for you and I. Even at a difficult time that nobody is going to speak for us, he will always use, even our enemy will speak on our behalf. Thank you so much, the Nnenko one. Thank you so much, Nnenko one. I appreciate you for your support. Thank you so much. Wherever that support came out from, Chukwu Okike Abiama will replenish you in 100-folds. Thank you so much. I sincerely appreciate you, and the God of Biafra will bless you more and more. So going further, I played that video to show you that we are doing great and we are on the right path. We are on the right path. There are several evidence to show that we are in the right path. At a very difficult time, when you don't even expect it, Chukwu Okike Abiama will raise somebody, even among our enemies, to defend us and speak on our behalf. Chukwu Okike Abiama will raise somebody among our enemies to speak on our behalf. That is why you must not pay attention to anybody. You must not pay attention. From the things that are happening today, it has become much more clearer than ever. Than all this while, the only person that has been very correct is Mazi Simon Ekpa. Mazi Simon Ekpa has been right all this while. Why the Department of Saboteurs has been busy telling you, don't do this, they will call you a terrorist. Don't do that, they will call you a terrorist. Don't do that, they will call you. Let me tell you, it is because of our civil disobedience. It is because of what I've been doing. That was why Mazi Nnamdi Kanu got the victory he got in appeal court. I say it and I say it again. There is nothing that gave Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that victory. There's nothing that gave Biafra that victory except what we are doing. That was the architect of it. And again, the effort of Aloy Ejimako. Barrister Aloy Ejimako. And when you see the way Barrister Aloy Ejimako is working, he is working, following his own step, following us in our own what we are doing, hand in hand. In as much as he's pursuing his legal term, he is studying what we are doing on our civil disobedience. That was why after he won his case in Abia State, go and look at that interview. Go and look at the interview after Ejimako won his case in Abia State. What did he say? He didn't come and say we should calm down because he has won. He didn't come and say, calm down. Yeah, he's going to come out. He said, since you have refused to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and he has won a case, that except you want us to fight. And if you want us to fight, we will fight. We are not afraid. That was the exact word that Aloy Ejimako used. Go and check that very video. Aloy Ejimako said that if you do not want to release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we will fight. If that is what we fight, and we're not afraid to fight. Even though he was saying it laughing, but that was a clear message to the Janjaweed. Not for you to come and tell us, calm down, done and dusted, calm down, calm down, calm down, don't do this and do that. And you begin to paint the Biafran people, the people who have been oppressed, you are painting them as the oppressors. Mad people everywhere. Mad people everywhere. You are now painting the people you are supposed to defend, telling the whole world that they are the aggressors. telling the whole world that we are the people creating the problem. Every time when you come, stop doing this, stop killing people. As if it is Mazen Nandekano that is sending people who are killing. As if it is the Biafra agitators that are killing. It is not the Biafra agitators that are taking life. Everybody in that zoo knows that the insecurity in the southeastern part of Nigeria is caused by the military. Southeastern part of Nigeria has been the most peaceful aspect of Nigeria from onset. The most peaceful part of Nigeria I have ever seen. Everybody can testify to that. How did the insecurity start? The insecurity started by it is they themselves that created insecurity. They were the one that destroyed the Biafra land, starting from the Python dance. Starting from the Python dance. Biafrans were on their own. They were not fighting anybody. They were not holding arms. They were not stopping anybody. Mazen Nandekano made a broker and say, I am coming to court with 1 million men. I am coming to court to answer my case with 1 million men. He didn't say he's going to run away. He didn't say he's not going to come to answer his case. He said he's going to come. But what did they do? They sent Python dance after the Biafran people. The most peaceful part of the country. Today, the northern part of Nigeria is taken over by the terrorists. Have they been able to create any Python dance in the north? Have you ever heard about any Python dance? I was anchoring a program. Somebody called from Niger State. Somebody called from Niger State and said that so many villages in the Northwest, so many local governments in Niger State is under the hand of terrorists. And up to today, they are still covering it. They don't want to talk about it because after all, they are the terrorists themselves. The presidency is the terrorist. They don't care about it. Somebody called in my program. The person is it's a Biafra, but he's in Niger State. He said that many local governments have been taken over. That even where he is standing calling me, he cannot go step an inch to go to where he's doing business because of the terrorists. And with all the activities of the terrorists and the kidnap happening in Niger State, they kidnap people at random. You see women going house to house to go and beg for money, to go and pay for ransom to release their people. Some 1 million, 200, some 2 million. They go house to beg money. Poor women in Niger State. And this, my brother, is saying that in that same Niger State, you will run for kilometers and you will never see any police checkpoint or military checkpoint. Nowhere. You will never see any police patrol. When you see police patrol, it will be in the night and it will be very close to their station. But in Biafra land, where you have people who have a legitimate reason to agitate, who are asking for something legitimate, you went and sent all your military to occupy the whole place. Every pole you move, you see a military checkpoint. Every pole, military checkpoint. You didn't stop there. You gave military ammunition and gave them open arm to shoot. That is why they go to public area where Biafra are and they open fire. Today in Enugu State, you see the way lines have been wasted. Did you call your military over there? Including the governor of the state. The governor of the state could not even make a move. They couldn't even condemn it. It's about the Fulanis. You see why we must get out of the zoo. We have to get out of the zoo because nobody is standing for us. Nobody's. And when we are asking for somebody to stand, it will seem it's something that's impossible. It is what they are supposed to do. These people that call themselves lawmakers and call themselves whatever they call themselves, their duty was supposed to be to protect you and I. Their duty is to defend you and I. That is where they are voted in. But of course, there has never been any vote in the zoo. There has never, ever been any vote in the zoo, no matter how they pretend. And I'm not just saying it. Somebody who was part of their system, somebody who was an INEC official, came out on national television and he said that Nigeria has never, ever, from the onset, conducted any election. Every election in Nigeria is rigged. They will rig in anybody they want to rig in. That is why from your local government chairman to the governor, they are being fixed by the caliphate. That is why they will never listen to you. They will never defend you. They will never speak for you. They will always stand against you and make sure that you are crushed. You see why we must get out of the zoo. You see why we must get out of the, no matter what it costs. No matter the cost, we must get out of the zoo. No matter the cost, we must get out of the zoo. And if you think that information I just gave now is a lie, I'm going to play the video for you. Let me look for a video and play for you so that you can hear from somebody who has worked, an insider in the past.
All right, let's
Now,
really look at
yes,
this now.
let me say this.
Sorry, I'm coming to the electoral, former electoral, resident electoral is saying that no one can write results for them. How important is it that we sound this alarm to politicians? Because as you know, some of them are still thinking that money politics is going to be the way out for them this time.
It's going to be difficult to eradicate it at this time. I have represented INEC. I worked with INEC 2007, 2011. I have been a returning officer for an LGA, and I know how this thing works. Even when you refuse to be compromised, you are threatened. And some of them have narrated my ordeal in one of the local governments when I went. I collected the results. I was going to the state capital, and let me tell you the state, but I won't tell you the local government. Abia State. I was going to the local government, and I was on radio. The result I was carrying was being announced, and something else was being. I went home with the result. I didn't get that result, and the candidate won. I told another one again in Rivers State. I went to one of the local government too. I was carrying the results, and they said I should bring it, and that they are going to write results. And what I'm trying to say is that the rec man that is talking now, he's telling us something all of us know. I've been saying it before. Nobody, I repeat again, no Nigerian has ever won an election. All elections in Nigeria has been rigged. Okay. From 1923, 22nd of September 1923, when the first election, when the British allowed us, following the agitation of people like Herbert Macaulay, that formed the first political party in Nigeria. That party was formed in that National Party of Nigeria, NNPN, National Democratic Party of Nigeria, the first political party that was formed. That election was rigged because the British didn't want Herbert Macaulay in that parliament. They didn't want him in that place. They rigged him out, arrested him, framed him up of charges, put him in prison. This thing that politicians are doing, British top court. But today now, let the Queen come and let the Prime Minister of Britain come and contest election in Nigeria. He will lose the election. You don't win election in Nigeria because you are good. You win election because elections are rigged for you. Results are rigged. Nobody, even Abiola's election, I still look at it this way. All of them from 1999, nobody has won election. All elections have been rigged from councillor to presidency.
Bring it back to what Beavers and his
what the rec man is saying is correct. But I am still doubtful because I have studied this electoral rule now, this electoral act, how they are going, the rules and the guidelines and how they are going to do it. They are going to be transmitting results with the Beavers from the polling units. Yes. And the man at the polling units, that is the polling officer, the PO, that is going to be there. And immediately they finish, he will collect the result and they will enter them. In the process of entering them, what will happen? What about if they give him money and say, oh, hey, enter this party? What about if the parties that are in that polling units agrees, give it to this other party? They go to other place again, say, give it to this other party, and they inflate the figures, and he now snaps. He will snap it and upload to the Beaver. Won't we still read the election? So what I think what the man is trying to say is that it may be minimized. It may actually be minimized, but I want to see. I think I want to see a situation where somebody that is rightly popular will win the election. Haven't you seen that popular people don't win the election in Nigeria except you enter a particular party? Buhari contested 4 times. He never won until he entered and there was an alliance before he won. You can't win what do you call him? Ganifa Wehime. He contested the election in Nigeria. I think I heard that he got only his vote. What about Tunde Bakare? If you think what about Okotiebo? You don't win an election in Nigeria because you are popular. You win an election because you are in the right party and you have the people that will rig it for you, people that will write the results for you. So what the man is saying is absolutely correct. Elections are written with the collaboration of INEC officials and the party members and agents. Let me ask a question. That is also why in my opening speech I talked about the Nigerian president being very, very powerful. The Nigerian president appoints the INEC man. He appoints the INEC man, for instance, the INEC chairman. Why should it be? Why should he appoint the INEC chairman? And if you appoint the INEC chairman, I ask you, Nigerian, watching me, if they appoint you an INEC chairman, will you work against the ruling party? Will you work against the person that appointed you? Let me answer my own. Higher king will not work against the person that appointed you.
This very video is meant for those of them who are talking about obedience. They will see it, but still they will turn a blind eye to it. They will see it, yet they will turn. This is an INEC official. An INEC official, somebody who has served in INEC for very long time, telling you that nobody wins election in Nigeria except by rigging. That you can never, ever win election in Nigeria except by rigging. Confessing it before the whole national television. You hear him saying it, how it's done. That you don't win election because you are popular. You don't win election because you're intelligent. You don't win election because you win election because you have people that will write a result for you. An INEC official is saying it on national television. And yet you see people jumping and saying obedience instead of fighting for their freedom. Instead of fighting for their freedom. But I thank Chukwu Okike Abiama, where we are today. 103 days to go into Biafra. We don't care whatever they are doing. Let those who want to sacrifice their life begin to continue to sacrifice their life. But for all of us who are going into Biafra land, we are going into Biafra. It doesn't matter what anybody says. And our Oduduwa brothers are doing great also. Our Oduduwa brothers are not only talking, they are doing something, telling you that they won't even wait until 2023. The stage we are now is for us to get into Biafra. Don't allow anybody to distract you. And I remind you again, each time you see us talking about going to Biafra, that is the exact thing you have to do to go bring Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out. The freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu this time is the coming of Biafra. That is and this is the freedom that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu desired so much. This is the only freedom you can hand over to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Biafra is the freedom you can give Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Or do you want to give him a freedom that you give him when he goes back to his house, they will send assassins to go and kill him? The same way they do in 2015. Are you trying to hand him the same kind of freedom you gave him in 2015? We will not accept that. This time we are handing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a freedom that he will not be accountable to anybody except to Biafrans. We are going to hand him over the flag of Biafra. So when we are talking about the economy, don't be confused and don't allow anybody to shift you. There's one idiot that came to my platform. He was saying that, so you are talking about Biafra, that means we should forget about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You are a madman. These are common the argument they bring. They will tell you, oh, you're talking about Biafra is coming, Biafra is coming. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is still in jail, how can you do you? So you forget about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I'm talking about mad people. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is Biafra. Biafra is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is Biafra. Biafra is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. When you are talking about the coming of Biafra, you are automatically professing the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Have that at the back of your head. Don't allow anybody to confuse you and deceive you. That is the propaganda they use. That is the propaganda the criminal lawyer is pushing. Hey, calm down. If you do this, because we have achieved this now, when you begin to do this, how do you want the federal government to feel? Which federal government? Which federal government? Which government? Do you have any government in Nigeria? Do you have any rule of law in Nigeria? Even in some of their videos, this same criminal lawyer have confessed that he doesn't believe in the Nigerian justice. Nigeria don't have a justice system. And yet, he thinks that he can be able to make us calm down and continue to play himself as a celebrity lawyer, using Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to promote his own selfish interests. It can no longer happen in our own generation. We cannot continue to tolerate that. Biafra will definitely come in 103 days. Wherever you are, wake up, stop sleeping. That same thing that we're supposed to do, Mazi Simon Ekpa have spelled. I don't know how again, which language am I going to use? Our spokesperson, Mazi Simon Ekpa, have used the right language. He said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was rendition into Nigeria. Extraordinary rendition was what brought Mazi Nnamdi Kanu into the zoo. Extraordinary rendition. It was not extradition. It was not the extradition that brought Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What brought Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to the zoo was extraordinary rendition. The zoo went extraordinary miles. They went and they did extraordinary things. They broke international law. They broke African charter law. They broke their own law. And they brought Mazi Nnamdi Kanu into the zoo. For you to take Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out of their hand, you must do extraordinary things. Prepare yourself to do extraordinary things. Prepare yourself to take extraordinary measure. These are what will free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Before your own very eyes, you will see him walk out. We must do extra. It is not going to be easy or cheap. If you are looking for a cheap way to sit back and wait for your so-called, let me tell you, we are dealing with monsters. Biafra is the freedom of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. We will ask for Biafra. We are asking for the freedom of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Remember the way our eternal leader Dim Odumegwu described Biafra. Remember the way he described it? A home for the oppressed people, where the oppressed people run and they be saved. This is how our eternal leader described it. And I will play that video again. Let me search for it and play. For you to hear how our eternal leader spoke about Biafra. Why we must not relent. Why we must not relent. If we want to be safe and alive, we must fight until the last man standing. We must not go back. We must not look back. No matter what we see, no matter what we hear, we must not look back. We must continue to move ahead and forge ahead.
The leader of the Biafran people is His Excellency Lieutenant Colonel Chukwuemeka Ojukwu.
Those hot days, the quickest and the only thing we could do was to found a place where our fleeing compatriots could at least find an end to their flight. This is what Biafra is, the end of the journey for a persecuted, massacred, pursued people. We have made all attempts at a democratic resolution of this crisis. I have offered open elections, plebiscite. I have offered just an open carte blanche suggestion. Anybody who can find a democratic way of finding out the wishes of the people, let him suggest it and we will go for it.
My name is...
Did you hear that? We are dealing with monsters. Anybody that is telling you about any political solution, what it means to them is death. Run for your life. There is no political solution that you offer today that our eternal leader did not offer them those opportunities. But yet they came and killed 5 billion people. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu went further to give them the same opportunity. They brought Python dance. They killed 28 people in his home, killed Jack the dog, and the parents of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu lost their life in the process. What else do you think you can offer? How dare you still continue to consider anything called political solution? Political solution means death for Biafran people. That is what it means. That is what it means. If you are a politician in Biafra land and you want to defend Biafra land, I am going to show you how to defend Biafra land. When we are asking for this politician to speak for us, I am going to show you example how a politician that stands for his own people, that sits for his own people, is supposed to speak. I'm going to show you example. Today, we don't have any politician standing for us. We don't have any single, not even one, no single one politician speaking our voice or in our own opinion. We are on our own. We have to fight for our life. We are on our own. We have to liberate ourselves. Nobody anywhere is standing for you and I to fight for us. We are left on our own. And I'm going to show you example of how a genuine representative of the people is supposed to act and speak. Let me find the video and see if I can play. So you can see how a genuine representative of the people should speak. When we are demanding for them to act, it will seem as if we are asking about for something that is extraordinary. Exactly they're supposed to do. I'm going to play a video of a lawmaker in Ambazonia. The way Ambazonian lawmaker was standing firm in their House of Assembly in the face of death and challenges, he was speaking loudly in Ambazonia. What stops the Biafran lawmakers to ask for self-determination? What stops them to stand up and defend their people? Even when they know we are fighting the right cause. Watch, let me show you how a senator, a lawmaker is supposed to speak. Watch this.
Listen to me. There has been, I'm telling you, Mr. Speaker, please, Mr. Speaker, please, with all due respect, I have been chased through the bushes for the past 3 months. I cannot come here and you tell me that I should be discussing the Economic and Social Council, our children out of school, our lawyers in jail, and all that is happening in West Cameroon, it means nothing to you. Where in your standing orders, Mr. Speaker, where in your standing orders do you have space for us to discuss the issues that have to do with the people of West Cameroon? You tell me, then I'll go and sit down. Because you don't seem to have an agenda for us. You don't seem to have it. So what are we supposed to do? It is also part of the humiliation. Mr. Speaker, yeah, I am now telling you that the person who ordered for my arrest, tell him I am here. He can come and take me from this National Assembly. And the people of West Cameroon would know that they don't belong here. I am being frank with you. The representatives of the people have the power to say it as it is, at any time. And if we come here and you shut us down, you want to kill those people out there. You want to kill those people out there. So what should we do? That is your wish, Mr. Speaker. I should have waited for them to bring my head to you. That is what you would have wanted. I simply say no. Mr. Speaker, can you now, on this floor, give the nation that you call yours, people can do what has been done to our children in West Cameroon. I call it West Cameroon because you will never take it out of our mouths again, because that is a territory in which we believe in freedom. To go out on the street and demonstrate is a basic right for us. And that is why we are saying that there are two Cameroons that came together. If you are telling us, like a state minister stood here last year and told us that what happened in Cameroon is like dropping a few cubes of sugar into a basin of water. Who is the sugar and who is the water? I'm asking the government bench of Cameroon. Who is? That you rape our children. My brother's daughter has been raped in Boya. I swear to you, the government of this country, does the president of this country know that the governors and the DOs and all the administrators you have sent to West Cameroon are out there behaving exactly like an army of occupation? Our people have no way to go. We have made all the efforts. Our ancestors and our forefathers trusted you to go into a gentleman's agreement that two people who considered themselves brothers could go to live together. If this is what you show us after 55 years, then those who are saying that we should break Cameroon are right. They are correct. The people of West Cameroon cannot be your slaves. The people of West Cameroon are not, you did not conquer them in war. If this is what you are saying that we should live in, I say simply no, it will not work. How do you have an army that's supposed to protect children, step out there, beat them, and rape some? It is not heard of in any country. This is the 21st century, and anybody who does that, I cannot be willing for his government to pay the price. We will exact it on you, because you are making us believe that we went to the wrong place. What is there to say? I want the world to know and to have it on record that we have made efforts. I have sat with ministers and listened to them talk. The first one was the then Minister of Justice, Amadou Ali, 10 years ago. And I took my time, drove from Congo to Yaoundé to tell him something is brewing out there. This thing that you people are sending gendarmes to beat people up and say all of these things, there is pain in West Cameroon. And as Minister of Justice, be very careful. What happens there? And he turned around, looked at me, and told me, Mr. Wilbur, it is your people who choose to come here. He is alive. He told me. Last week, I went to see the Minister of Higher Education, Professor Famindongo, and I told him, the problems in Cameroon, the problem we have in West Cameroon, is the problem that will bring down Cameroon. If you do not handle it well, you will not know Cameroon as it is, in a few months or in a few years. When people have had pent-up anger and pain, humiliation, for over 50 years, when it bursts out, you will never be able to control it. And I told him. And simply what he asked me was, qu'est-ce que vous allez faire? Because you have your army of occupation out in West Cameroon, you believe that when the people will rise, even if you took the whole of the French army and added to yours, you will never bring them down. And we have no need for that. We don't have any need for that in the 21st century. I was one of the believers in a unified Cameroon. And I want to tell this house that what has happened to those children in Buea University and in Bamenda has convinced me that the people who say Cameroon should go in two parts are correct. And there are more.
Did you hear a politician speak? Did you just hear the representative of the people speak? These are the Ambazonian people. They are facing the same fate Biafrans are facing today. Look at their lawmaker in the House of Assembly. Look at their lawmaker in the House of Assembly making a case for them openly. If I play the whole video, there was at a stage he told them to come and shoot him, that they should shoot him. There was a time when he went to defend his people, the military came, he told them that before they would get to his people, they should shoot him first. They should kill him first. Up to the extent that the military men drew a line and tell him to cross the line. He said that from where he comes from, he's from the family of a warrior, and you do not cross a line for a warrior. He crossed the line and tell the man to shoot him. Shoot him, go ahead and shoot. These are people. This is the way a representative of the people. If you are representing your people, this is how you're supposed to represent them. Give it all with your heart and your mind. Not because of money. Look at how a man is speaking. Do you think that this man, if you want to collect a bribe from the Cameroon government, he will not collect it? Do you think that this senator cannot get any amount he wants from the Cameroon government? But look at the way he's standing his ground. Even when they want to shut him down, he said he will not sit down. He said he will not. And he addressed Cameroonian people at their own southern Cameroon. He called them by what they are. That name that the government didn't want to hear, he called it. Can you imagine a senator from Biafra land coming to defend Biafra in the Senate? Can you just imagine that? Just imagine within your head. Just take it with your head. A senator in Biafra, if we have a senator like this, who can stand in the House of Senate and speak the way this man is speaking, do you think that the military will be in Biafra land today killing innocent people? Do you think the military will come and begin to burn people's home? If we have somebody like this who will stand in the House of Senate and make a case for Biafran people, in our own case, what do we see? What do we see in our own case? What we see in our own case is the people who come and paint us to be evil. They come and tell us to calm down. Calm down. Our civil disobedience is destroying the economy. Even when they know that the people that are destroying the economy of the South is the government itself, the Janjaweed are the one making sure that the economy goes down. But anytime they begin to blackmail us, the economy of the Southeast, they begin to blackmail us, the economy. Which economy? Is it the economy they destroy? Look at the way they are burning markets, destroying our properties. Look at the way they are burning all the places that traders are. Every time you hear burning of markets, since you have been hearing burning of markets for more than a year now, what measure has the governors in the Southeast put in place in all the markets? Up to today, as we are speaking, there has not been any measure. They don't have any fire vehicle to quench vehicle in any market. If it were people who have the people at hand, at least every market in Biafra is supposed to have a fire service, a standby vehicle, well-equipped fire service. They go after our businesses, they go after our homes, they go after our life, they go after everything that represents, and yet, when we ask for that which belongs to us, they say we are destroying the economy. The economy they destroy by themselves. The economy that are making sure that it doesn't strive. Biafrans, if you don't have a reason to fight, that means you're not human. If you don't have a reason to raise your voice, that means you're not human. We must fight for this cause, and the time is now, not tomorrow. A time has come when every one of us have to step out. We have to move out from our comfort zone. And I tell you, the bell is ringing. The spirit of Biafra have risen. The spirit of Biafra have risen. Nobody will be spared. Anybody that stands in the way of Biafra will be crushed. If you think, I'm going to play that voice because I like to hear that voice from the dragon. I like to hear the voice from the dragon. When he says this, it is much more clearer. Maybe you begin to understand it better. Because dragon made that very comment a very long time. He made that comment that if you stand in the way of Biafra, we will crush you. And today we will not stop from crushing you. We will not stop in crushing every single thing that stands in the way of Biafra people. It will be crushed automatically. I want you to hear this. I play this jingle.
Are yet to wake up from your slumber or your sleep and get the point that we are exiting Nigeria. Exiting Nigeria is not going to come from the platter of golden plate. You have to sacrifice for it. And we are ready to sacrifice everything, including you, if you come and stand in the way of freedom. So you need to know how serious we are. We are damn serious. Some of you are not getting it. You think we are here to build political movement? We are here for freedom. Freedom comes with price. Okay? The only thing you can do is to comment on social media. Don't ever stand on the way of Biafra freedom. We'll crush you.
Their interest is suppressed. Biafra is the key. Once they can hold Biafra down, they can hold all of Africa down. Hey, freedom fighting, sorry. Because all these people are criminals, they are saying there is no way this man cannot be a criminal like themselves. They don't have a different breed altogether. They don't know that. I am Nnamdi Kanu. I don't do all this nonsense you do. My father was a very rich man, not ostentatious. I had the finest education that his money could afford. We are not poor. Have never been. That is why a poor man cannot be a freedom fighter. If you're not full of yourself, you cannot be a freedom fighter.
You heard that. All these are reminders for you and I. We must fight for our freedom. If you don't know why you must fight for your freedom, you have to know it now. The oppression is so much. The dehumanization is so much. We are not the same people with these people. We are not the same people. We are forced together. And the only thing this diversity is going to bring is what? Death. Whenever you hear them talking about their one Nigeria and political solution, all they are planning is how to kill you. That is why you must have to rise up. Any place you are, rise up. The time is now. Self-defense is your right as a human. Self-defense is your right. It has been activated in the full. Self-defense has been activated. Any place you are in Biafra land, you must pay attention today. If you see something, say something. You must have to be security conscious at everything that's happening around your corner. As we are counting days, they are pushing onto the walls. They are pushing on. They want us to make mistakes. They want us to move prematurely. That's why you are seeing several attacks and several encounters. Let me tell you, I thank Chukwu Okike for the mental toughness of our spokesperson, Mr. Simon Ekpa. If Simon Ekpa did not have that mental toughness and wisdom, he would have made mistake all this while. But we are taking our time. We are taking our time. The volunteer force, the ESN, are well much on the ground, preparing for the right time, doing the needful. The BNG are there. The BNL are there. Every other groups are there. And when that time has come, no man born of a woman can stop us. Our freedom is sure. We have nothing in this zoo. We are not part of them. And they know it. They know that we are not part of them. And we will never, ever be part of them. They know it. If you think they don't know, they know it. And hear this. If you think they don't know, they know.
When you take the history of Nigeria, from the very beginning, when we were amalgamated, to the very beginning we became a nation, we got it altogether wrong. You bring in people of different culture, different beliefs, different socialization, different milieu, different outlooks. merged them together by force to form a nation. Only the initial builders of Nigeria had a clear vision and a mission, devoid of any sentiment. Soon thereafter, it became clear that it was a wrong union. It was a union that was not properly negotiated. We could have remained a great country if we had isolated our own identities, peculiarities, culture, while contributing to build a nation just like America. But we ended up having people from one generation, one set of leaders to another, everybody coming with a vision and a mission, and destroying the previous ones he made, even if they are good, because they are put in place by an imaginary enemy.
You heard him. That is a Janjaweed speaking. This same idiot that is speaking today, if I show you the video that this guy is making today, it will be unbelievable. This idiot that is speaking, when you see him speak, you think he knows what he's speaking. But they know the truth. The only truth in that is that we are not one people. We are not one. The Janjaweed themselves, they know that we are not one. That is why they will not stop at anything to kill you. They will kill you without remorse. They will take your life. They will wipe you away without remorse, because they know we are not one. Today, this same man is supporting one of the fraudulent politicians we have. He's making so many speeches against the Southerners. We are not one, and we cannot be one. These are one reasons why we must get out of the zoo at all costs. We must get out, and the time is now. We cannot waste more time. We must get out. And we have to keep reminding you that we don't belong here. We don't belong here. The Biafrans don't belong here. More especially the Igbo Biafrans. We don't belong here. And we must get out. If you think that we are one, hear this again.
I was looking at one of the interviews I granted many years ago, when this issue of Igbo leadership and all that. I said, no, Igbos, you should be patient. South will even get presidency before you.
That was before Goodluck Jonathan.
That was before Goodluck Jonathan. I said, South will get presidency. You will be the last to become the president. I said it many years ago.
Why did you reach that conclusion?
Because I analyzed it. Igbos are the most hated tribe in Nigeria. People will tell you, why are you talking like that? They are the most hated tribe in Nigeria. Even those that will pretend, they hate them. And why do they hate them? It's because they cannot compete with them. It's because they know they will do it better than them. Because they know that they will face it. All those frivolities in governance, still here, still there, they will block it. They will make sure everything will be seen as business. So those who are used to free money, I don't see any Igbo man which is in the sense that will not rebuild this country. So that is why you see that issue of no. Everybody said no. Igbo people will be the last. I was with somebody, a comrade. He was president of one of the strong unions at 10th floor in Transcorp. We were having coffee about 3-4 years ago. He forgot I'm an Igbo. He said Igbo man will be the last person to be president of Nigeria. I turned at him. He said, sorry, Dan. I said, have you forgotten that I'm an Igbo man? But I laughed over it. Those things don't hurt me, because I have mixed with everybody in Nigeria.
You do hear him? You do hear? This is another politician. Even with all this wisdom, all this knowledge he has in his brain, with all this thing he knows, still he is talking about election. With all this information he has, he's talking about election. Even when he knows very well that there is no place for him in the zoo. He knows there is no place for him in the zoo, and yet he is still there parading himself, supporting one idiot or the other, talking about election. He cannot be able to be bold to defend his own people. He cannot be able to be bold to speak for his own people. He's still busy playing the role of the caliphate. He's still busy playing the game of the caliphate. This is why our fate is in our hand. We have to fight and get out. Nobody will do it for you and I. We have to save ourselves. It is us that will save ourselves. And finally, let us hear from our sister before.
But there was a genocide against the Biafra people.
Right.
The who were trying, the Igbo people who were trying to form an independent nation of Biafra. They wanted to be separate from the country that the British Empire had imposed on us, which was this country of Nigeria, where they kind of took a bunch of independent nations who don't have anything to do with each other, don't even speak each other's language, don't relate. Many of them were even enemies and warring at the time, smushed them all together and drew these arbitrary lines around them and called them countries and named those countries.
Right.
And then said, now y'all get along and do a country for us and be a union for us. And then go through, contentious, bloody independence processes that never really yield any real independence. You're still part of a commonwealth afterwards.
True.
And you have the eternal meddling in your affairs and the eternal extraction of your resources and the eternal fomenting of divisiveness and infighting in order to be able to control you. This is what an oppressor does, a colonizer does. These are tactics and strategies of dominance.
Right.
We were subjected to that as a larger unit of Nigeria. And then when the Igbo people said, we want our own thing, let's go and do that. Well, it so happened to be that the territory that this new country of Biafra was going to be in included very, very rich oil reserves. And the British were not going to let go of that.
Wow.
And the people that they had put in power, their puppet Nigerian governments weren't going to do that either because they needed it for the Nigerian project.
Right.
And Britain needed it for its own interests and uses. So Great Britain got directly involved in this civil war and in the war for independence, and decided that they would do everything to make sure.
You heard from that sister. Why I play these brief videos I play is to keep you aware, for you to know why we are fighting and why we must get out of the zoo. We must. It is a must. It's something that we must do. Nobody will do it for us. We must get out of the zoo because we don't belong there. And there are so many interests that are holding us down. Remember, Mazin Nandekano talked about them, that we are facing an array of enemies. They have all the money, they have all the contacts, they have everything they need. But what about us? We don't have anything. We have Chukwu Kabian, but one with God is majority. Every one of us must rise up now. You don't have to wait for anything. You must rise up. It doesn't matter what happens. With the presence of Chukwu Kabian in our midst, we are going to win. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. It doesn't matter what. If they like, let them bring the whole B-52 in the US and line them up in Biafra land. If Chukwu Kabian say we should move, we move. Don't look back. We are going to win. Let's listen to this. We are taking the language of heaven to the world. Any place you are as a Biafran, continue to represent. If you are Igbo Biafran, you are Ijo Biafran, Efik Biafran, whichever Biafran nation you belong to, continue to promote your people, promote your language, send it out there. We must have to take Biafra to the world. The language of heaven is spoken today, and even the white men, they are going to learn our language. They will. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect every one of you who has been with me on this very broadcast. Everyone that have joined us on this broadcast from beginning to the end. I appreciate every one of you. And I pray that Chukwu Okike Abiyama will guide and protect every single one of you that have been with me on this broadcast from beginning to the end. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect you. May Chukwu Okike Abiyama guide and protect all the Biafran people. Guide and protect all the Rudua people. Guide and protect all the Middle Belters. Guide and protect everyone that is genuinely fighting for freedom. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect and secure everyone that have participated in this program today, everyone that have commented on one way or the other, everyone that has supported in the comment section. I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect you. Everyone that made a contribution to support this very program, to support this very channel in one way or the other, may Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect you, secure you, and increase your effort. Whatever you have submitted today, whatever you have donated today to this very platform, may Chukwu Okike Abiama increase you in 100-folds. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect our men on the ground, the ESN, the volunteer force, people that have devoted their own life for our sake. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect them. Build a wall of fire around them that no weapon of the enemy will penetrate them. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect the BNG, continue to guide and protect the BNL, every other groups that have joined us, those that have mentioned their name, those that have not mentioned their name. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect them and secure them and keep them in a safe condition. Give all the strength and energy to march into Biafra in 103 days. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect all our media warriors, any place they are. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to give us strength more and more. We'll continue to march forward ever and backward never. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect our Umuada, the Umuada who are making difference, who are the ones giving energy to the struggle and make sure that it moves, who are supporting our spokesman, Master Simon Ekpa, in different angles. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect the Umuada. Madam Azuka, Honorable Azuka, who is piloting the Umuada, may Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect Honorable Azuka. Continue to protect her and her family. Guide and protect her husband. Secure her. Give her more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Continue to give her more strength. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect our spokesperson, Master Simon Ekpa, who is facing bullets from east, west, north, and south. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to build a wall of fire around him. No weapon of the enemy, both spiritual and physical, will have power over him. Every attack against Master Simon Ekpa must come to naught. Every attack against Master Simon Ekpa must come to naught. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide him, protect him, secure him, give him spiritual security, give him spiritual guard to guide him wherever he goes. May Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, wherever Mazi Nnamdi Kanu may be at this material hour. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to cover him with his feathers, cover him with his wings, continue to carry him in his palms, that no evil shall befall him. Every poison that is injected into his body will be neutralized. Every poison injected into the body of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Chukwu Okike Abiama will send angels spiritually to continue to minister to him, doctors spiritually to continue to minister to him. They will never have effect in his body. Very soon, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will join us back in strength and in glory and raise the flag of Biafra. No weapon formed or fashioned against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu shall prosper. I say no weapon formed or fashioned against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu shall prosper. Thank you so much for joining me on this program. I appreciate every one of you, and I thank you. I will see you again tomorrow by the special grace of Chukwu Okike Abiama. Thank you so much, and remember us.
Ihe na-adịghị ekwe omume, ihe na-adịghị ekwe omume, ihe na-adịghị ekwe omume ka ọ na-eme. And I will announce to you today, we are now fighting them back. And we will continue to fight them back until we get to a point where the international community will listen to how they kill us and how we pick up arms to fight back. We are live and we are direct.
Zoo is panicking. Zoo is panicking.
I tell you the truth. It doesn't. I don't care who you are. I don't care.
I will be. I have not just. I will. I have become your last bus stop. I said it from the beginning till now. I will be your end until Biafra come. Ichigo munu pakikemu. Munyoni ni te. Ana me sunu de. Unu gano gideri ara so.
And what we want to make abundantly clear is that we are warning everybody who is a stakeholder in the zoo about our determination and our resolve to ensure that our land is defended. This is a resolution we have reached, and it is cast in stone.